Hey everyone, today's video is going to be a little bit different. So in this video, I'm going to be performing two effects that use the double lift. If you're not familiar with the double lift, I will leave my videos in the description. The cards that I'm using for today are the Sea Green Keepers. I have a deck review on these. I will link that in the description. So, for this first effect, we can have the deck shuffled like this, and we would actually have a card selected. So, let's say as I go through, the participant touches the back of any card. Let's say they touch the back of this card. I don't want to see the card, but I will show it to you. Go ahead and remember this card. So now I explain to the participant that we're going to play a little game where I want them to keep watch of their card. So here's your card, and as you can see, I'm going to leave it in the middle and then give it a few cuts. Your goal is to tell me where your card is. Let's say the participant says on top, and in this case, they would be right. Hopefully, this is their card, which is on top. So now I want you to watch again. If I give the deck a couple of cuts, where is your card now? If you say on top, well, we get the same card, so I'm guessing that this is your card, and you're correct, it is on top. But now we're going to try something a little bit different. So I would like for you to hold out your hand. Because I don't have a participant, however, the card mat is going to count as one of the hands. So I'm going to place the card there, and the participant could place their other hand on top. However, because I don't have another participant, we're going to use the card box, and we're going to use the next card down, in this case, the Queen of Hearts. All I have to do is take the Queen, and if I tap it on the box, you're going to see I get the Seven of Spades. And if the participant moves their hand out of the way and turns over their card, it is the Queen of Hearts. And that is the first effect. If you would like to learn how to do this, stick around for the tutorial. So for this tutorial, you only need sort of two things, but also one thing. You just need a duplicate card. Now the keepers here come with a duplicate Queen of Hearts already. But you can use any duplicate, you just want them to look the same. If you're not familiar with any playing cards that come with duplicate cards, or if you're looking to expand your duplicate card collection, I will link my video in the description of cards I have that come with duplicate cards. So your only setup is gonna be one of the duplicates on top, the other duplicate on the bottom, and this is your setup. So you have one queen on the bottom, one queen on the top. So starting off, you can do any false shuffles and or cuts you would like. I'm going to link a few in the description, and I'm also going to link what I did in the description as well. Now, everything I'm going to cover, I actually have tutorials for, and those will all be in the description. If there's something I happen to mention and I realize later on I don't have a tutorial for it, I will let you know. So starting off, let's say you did some cuts or whatever, you're gonna have a card selected. You just don't want the top card or the bottom card. So a few ways around this is you could riffle down the deck, which I don't have a tutorial on, but it's actually quite easy. Just hold it in middle grip with your middle ring pinky on the side, index on top, thumb on the other side. Your thumb's gonna come to the top of the corner, and if you just apply pressure down and start moving your thumb down the cards and let go of just a tiny bit of pressure, they're going to riffle off your thumb. You can also have your index finger in the back, curled, pushing up as well. You can also come over with your other hand, hold it with your middle ring pinky on top, thumb in the back, and then come over with the same grip for the other hand I was talking about, like this, and then you could ripple down. They say stop, and then they could either take this face down card or this face up card. Another way is they could cut the cards, and the last way is you could dribble. Oh, so you could dribble, and they actually call out stop as well, which is really nice. Let's try that dribble one more time. Think we're good with our setup here. One more way is you could put your thumb on the top card. Well, before that, index fingers on the top, pinky on the bottom, middle ring on the right, thumb on the left. You could sort of push the side of the cards that your thumb contacts over, put your other thumb on the top card, and then start pushing all of them. You could do this as well as a card spread. So, you just need a card selected, not one of those duplicates, however. So let's say in this case the three of spades. They could also sign the three, it doesn't matter. Your end goal, essentially, is to get on top of the deck the selection in between the two duplicates. So any way you would like to do that, you can go ahead and do it. Here's what I did. So they have their card, and I just did a pinky count. If you wanted, you could riffle down, just apply some pressure with your thumb, and then just let go of a little pressure, sort of like riffling up the deck, and the card will drop. You could also spread through, and when you get to the last card, you could lift up all the cards above it, put your pinky in, and catch a break. So, after this, the card is down. I come over and do thumb break. So I just come right over. My thumb's gonna contact the deck. Because that card is separated already, it's gonna remain separated. And then I just did a swing cut. I took the card, I showed it off. Now it's on top of one of the duplicates, so be sure not to flash the duplicate. And then I come over, I line up the card on top, I put my pinky in, and then I just did a double undercut. So I took half of these cards, I moved them to the top while keeping the break, and then I cut the rest, which is gonna bring it on top. One more way you could do it is you have this thumb break, so you could come right back and do pinky break, and now you can cut as many cards as you want from above your pinky to the table. And once you have no more cards on top of your pinky, just put all these on top. And now you are all set. Let me move up the camera a bit. So feel free to get that done however you would like. And while I do this, I like to explain to the participant that I would like for them to watch for where their card is because they're actually gonna tell me where they think their card is. Now this part doesn't really matter, but if they actually say on top, the effect will actually be even stronger. But either way, you're going to do a double lift, which is turning over two cards as one. After this, I turn it over, and because I did some control, now I like to do a false cut. So all I did was a swing cut, I put my pinky in there, I swing cut again, now the cards are on top of the pinky, and for this bottom packet I came over, notice how I touched the front, not the back, but because this is fast, they're not really gonna notice anything. They're gonna think that you just come over and then you just lift up on some cards when you just keep that break. But if you want, you could actually let go of the break because everything's on top. But now I cut 3 times and I ask them where their card is. Now these are sped up tutorials, but the more in-depth tutorials are in the description, by the way. And now, no matter what they say, you're going to do another double lift. And now, if you have the card signed, this is even better. Beforehand, you're going to want to sign one of the queens, and you're going to want to play around with this to get the right card signed. But when you sign the second queen that they see, you're going to want to sign it similar or the same way because the two queens are going to look different, but they're only going to see one signed queen. So we turn it over, they hold out their hand, and now I do a double lift. I act like it's a random card. I say, okay, here's the queen, and I sign it similar. I turn it over, and now you're all set. I put the deck down. I like to tap their hand. So I have the 3, and when they turn over their hand, they have the queen. And that is the first effect. So let's get into the second effect here. And the second effect I have actually uploaded before, but the camera quality is really bad. So I thought I would teach it again. And plus, this is actually the second effect in the original video, which will be linked below. So the deck can be shuffled for this one, and a free choice of any card. Let's say this one. I don't want to see the card, but I will show it to you. Go ahead and remember this. So after they have remembered their card, I can take it back. Okay, so let's say it's right here, and I can actually cut it right into the deck, just like this. And we can give it a little shuffle, because why not? Perfect. So, what we're going to do is play a little game. I'm going to show you a series of cards. Every time I show you a card, I want you to say, that's my card. And based off of you saying that's my card, I'm going to really try to tell whether or not it's your card. So let's see how this goes here. So just say that's my card each time. That's my card. Okay. Gonna put that down there. Here's the next one. That's my card. Okay. Gonna put that down there. And the last one, that's my card. Um, okay, I'm gonna leave that down there. So if I'm being honest here, I don't think any one of these is your card. Because I think your card is the 4 of diamonds, which I will leave there. So, you said this is your card, this is your card, and this is your card. Well, you couldn't have had 3 cards when you selected one, so we're going to take care of this right now. I don't think that this is your card, the 2 of clubs. I don't think that this is your card, the 4 of clubs. And this card, I really don't think is yours, the Jack of Spades, because this card I had right here since the beginning, I think is your Ace of Hearts. And that is the effect. So this is actually an effect called Lie Detector, and there are a lot of ways you can go about this. This is just one of the simpler ways you can go about Lie Detector. So for this, it's totally impromptu, first of all. So what you're going to want to do is, first of all, you're going to have a card signed, and I wouldn't have a card signed. You're going to have a card selected. I would not have the card signed, however, because that would give away which card is theirs. So let's say in this case, we have the Queen of Hearts selected. What you're going to want to do with this card is get it second from the top. Now, you can feel free to do that however you would like. What I did was, well, I caught a break above the bottom card, okay? I then made it into a thumb break. I then swing cut. I put the queen on top. When I came over, I just dropped the break card. I put my pinky in, and now I just gave it a couple of table cuts. Once I got done with all the cards above my pinky, I threw the rest on top. And then I just followed up with a false shuffle. So when I threw down about half, I just in-jogged one card. I shuffled the rest. I push up and in on the in-jog card. And now all of these cards you want to the bottom. How do you do that? Well, when you actually give these a shuffle, okay, so you can see here, so let's get down there. Here's the in-jog card. I drop it, and then I throw the rest down. And that is going to put it second from the top. But you can do that however you would like. So now I explain what we're going to do, and while I explain, I'm going to catch a break above the bottom two cards. You're going to want to do that. So once again, I did a pinky count. You could look them in the eye and talk, and you could riffle down with your thumb. You could even spread down to the bottom two cards, lift up on that third card, put your pinky in and square up. But now you're going to swing cut, and they're just going to say that's my card each time. So you're going to use the packet with the break cards. You turn over the top card, and they say that's my card. You're going to turn the card over, and for a split second, you're going to come over, and with the front of the packet, you're going to touch it for a split second. The back, you're not going to do anything, and then you're going to come away. This is going to help sell a move later on, which you're going to have to do. So they drop that card, which it really is theirs, okay? So they could check it. The only thing is for this next one that's theirs, they cannot check it when you throw it on the table. That's why I give them a good look before I drop it down. So here's when you're finally going to do the move. And also be careful with this packet. You don't want to flash you have a break. If they see the break and then they don't see anything, they may get a little suspicious. Turn over the next one, they say that's my card. This actually is their card, and you can remind them each time. Remember to say that's my card. So you turn it over, and here's the move. You come over in the front, and you kiss it, but in the back, I like to put my pinky in and my thumb I lift up and then I come away. So all it really looked like was you showed the queen, you turned it over, and you didn't do anything. When in reality, you showed the queen, you turn it over, and you drop those two cards. And make sure they don't see you dropping the two cards. But now you can drop that, and now that was one of your break cards. You have one more. They say that's my card. I come over, I drop it, and now I'm set. This bottom half I move to the top, which actually has their card. But keep in mind, they think their card is here. It's not. So I say, okay, actually, I don't think you're telling the truth. You couldn't have selected one card and then had three of these. But I think that this is your card, the Four of Clubs. I turn it over and I set it down. And all I'm doing there is just a double lift. So you know their card is on top. So I just do a double lift. I turn it over. I set it down. And now you're all set. As I say, okay, I don't think that this is your card, the King of Clubs. I skip the middle one and I go to the end one. Doesn't matter if you started with left or right first. My only tip is to save the middle for the end. This one I don't think is yours, but this one right here I especially don't think is yours. And it's important to hype this up because they think this is their card because they saw you dump their card here when you actually didn't. So you can say, okay, I don't think this is your card. They're going to think you're wrong. You turn it over, and when they see it completely change, it's going to blow their minds. Then you can say, I think that this card right here is yours. Now, they saw a different card here when they thought they saw their card here. So you can say, I think this is your card, the Queen of Hearts. And when they see that, they are gonna blow. And that is the video for today. So this is a little bit of a long video, but I wanted to give you two effects you could perform with the double lift. So I hope you really like this one. If you are new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time with a new video. Bye.